How's everyone doing? My name is Yanko Maceda, founder of Tabanero Cigars, where we'll believe in the enjoyment of craftsmanship. And it's Sunday Live, where I share with you guys how things went during the week in my journey right now in Estelí, Nicaragua. And I think it's basically time for me to reflect and time for me to plan the week by sharing and documenting how everything went during the week. People ask me how I can talk so much in front of the camera, and it's simple. I just document what's going on, and I try to fill in how do I see the future. It's really easy. If life was just about things that happened in the past, it would make sense. An entire life would make sense because the past, we knew what was the outcome of every situation. The unknown, the future, is what makes life challenging. And today I'm smoking a Momentum, a Toro Momentum, Mexican San Andres wrapper, Jalapa and Condega. A pretty simple, flavorful cigar. I would say mild to medium. And it's a cigar that I designed it for my palate, a sweet cigar with some definitely nutmeg and roasted almonds because of the Condega. And it's a cigar that it was designed to be able to repeat. Easy to finish one and light up the next one. And today we're going to be talking about my cigar box factory down here in Nicaragua. That was the reason why I moved completely to Nicaragua, because after COVID-19, I started manufacturing cigars here after COVID-19. And I said I have to find an excuse, or I have to find purpose down here, not just manufacturing cigars with other companies. I want to motivate myself to start manufacturing my cigars here, and also the packaging. So I saw a simpler way to start packaging first. So that's what we are doing right now in our beginnings in Nicaragua, manufacturing packaging. So, you know, it's something that it doesn't always get the spotlight, the packaging. I never been in a conversation smoking cigars and people just bragging about the finish, the glossy on a cigar box. And what really caught my attention in here in Nicaragua, it's it's in every sector of the industry, of the tobacco industry, everybody's trying to go forward. Everybody's trying to go forward, finding new techniques to still do handmade cigars. But they're always trying to innovate, especially in here in Nicaragua. There's a huge difference between Cuba to Dominican Republic and to Dominican Republic to Nicaragua. I have emphasized that many times. In Cuba, they still doing it like 100 years ago. I think just blending tobaccos from the same area, same region, Pinal del Rio. They don't have any other options. And the same handmade techniques that they only do 60 cigars to 100 cigars a day. Supposedly they say because of quality. I don't think so. Dominican Republic it's a little bit, it's a lot more advanced than Cuba. And then Nicaragua, it's ahead, really ahead when it comes to manufacturing cigars. But it's mind-boggling that manufacturing of boxes in Nicaragua is still the same way as Cuba makes cigars. They're still 100 years old. I'm probably exaggerating a little bit because the tools are a little bit more modern, but the way they do boxes in here is still the same of 40 years ago. Getting the timber and then showing the timber and then doing the size, the front. It's a lot of work into making a cigar packaging here in Nicaragua and Dominican Republic, Cuba. It hasn't advanced too much. And the companies that you see, they have advanced a little bit here in Nicaragua from the outside. They put so much work into the packaging that it becomes really, really expensive. Really expensive. It becomes $12 a box, $15, $19 a box for that beautiful packaging that it looks like a piano. And most of the time, it just ends up in the garbage. So why cigars? They keep innovating and packaging hasn't. They haven't made it to this century yet. Packaging hasn't made it to this century. It's let's be honest. Most of the cigars made that's today. Some of the boxes made today. Most of the boxes is with tools of 20, 30 years ago, and it's a lot of handwork, and there's a lot of accident because of the saws and no one is exempt. No one is exempt. So I'm always trying to, if we're using a table saw, a small table saw, to do the size of the boxes, to cut the groove where you slide the top, we implementing electronic feeders, power feeders, so nobody get his finger in the saw. There's not really any design innovation on boxes. If you look at them, it's the same, the same, the same, the same, and it takes 60 to 100 people to do 1,000 boxes a day. That's a lot of people to do 1,000 boxes a day, and it's because the way they're being manufacturing for the last 50 years. While cigars themselves keep evolving on finding new blends and regions, areas in the world that they're growing tobacco, and we experience better profiles, better um, blend boxes. Again, we're still extremely behind. And I took it as a commitment to change a little bit the way the industry has been doing for the last century on boxes. The same way I feel I'm paving the road for next generations when it comes to the cigar lifestyle. I also want to put my little grain of salt, when it comes to technology on boxes. I guess when I was a kid, I wanted to be an engineer. I couldn't do it. I'm not good at math, so I guess I'm experimenting and enjoying my journey by changing the way cigar boxes are made. I promised myself many years ago that I wouldn't get in any businesses that it wasn't related to cigars. So I choose packaging. I choose packaging, and who knows where the journey will take me later. Right now, I'm enjoying packaging. I know that the box is the first experience of a cigar. You know, when you buy a box, you look at the box, and yes, it tells a story. I believe that the cigar band, it speaks to yourself a lot more than the box. But the box it stays, it stays behind pretty quick. You don't. It's not like you keep coming to the shop with the box. You can come into the shop with your favorite labels, cigars, and you looked at them and you try to understand what's going on, but you don't come back with the box. The box is something that a lot of us we are holding in a closet, but it's not that you see it every day to remind you that those are the cigars that you smoke. And there I see a lot here in Nicaragua, the new brand they're expecting. First of all, is the box is an afterthought. It's an afterthought. They they work so hard on the cigar. They, all the little kinks and getting the right blend and getting the quantities they were planning to make, and then at the last minute they thinking about packaging. They thinking about boxes, and when they come to you, they're expecting for you to be like the closer, that you're gonna close a deal. That with the packaging that you're gonna make for them, you will close a deal. You will push the cigars, and that doesn't work. That doesn't work. You know, when you're a new brand and you put too much money in the outside, people people start thinking or having doubt what kind of cigars you're gonna have inside of the box. So you have to be careful with that. And I have a mindset that a box, a cigar box, with the right technology, it can look good, it can be presentable for different types of cigars, be simple, made out of wood, uh, plywood, and be no more than $5. No more than $5. $5, $6 for a packaging of a box, unless it's something really extreme, memorable, and you've been established for 20 years, and, and you want to do something really out the door that you already try yourself, that you've been doing pretty good cigars, and you want to celebrate because you already proved yourself. Okay, fine. But a new brand like mine, someone that is starting in the industry, I think you should put all that energy into marketing, social media, um, after a good cigar. After a good cigar, marketing, social media, and if you can't save some money on packaging, I don't think your packaging is going to sell a cigar, it's going to close a deal. And we believe on building the future eco-friendly with a lot of CNC precision. That's where I'm really proud of it because we cut everything CNC and it's a lot simpler. Um, I don't think it has any limitations because I have done boxes just like a regular box that you do out of wood. I have done out of plywood, and people have a hard time to know if it's plywood or wood until they pick it up and they realize they're a lot lightweight than a wood box. Back in the days, when there used to be cedar, when there used to be cedar in the boxes. Okay, the cedar, the liner cedar, the insert frames, it will help keeping any tobacco beaters out of the cigar because of the aroma of the cedar. But nobody's using cedar anymore. It's prohibited down here in Nicaragua. They don't allow you to use cedar in boxes in Nicaragua. So they got something called cedro macho, but has nothing to do with cedar. They try to make you feel like yes, you have cedar in your box, but it's not. It's not true cedar. I think you're getting cedar. You're still getting cedar on your humidors, your 50 count humidors, but in cigar boxes, I haven't seen cedar in a cigar box in a long time. Also, the world is changing. The world is changing. People are starting to care more about things, how things are made, where they came from, what is in them. The pressure for organic and eco-friendly is in a is in a high demand. The cigar industry, as it has a lot of eyes on it. There's no doubt that we got a lot of eyes on us. FDA, TTB, the government. A lot of people are interested in tobacco. So why, with the many obstacles we have, why packaging? Uh, why we're gonna have to deal if doing the wrong packaging. We got warning labels now on the packaging. They have to be certain size. So we don't need any more questions about the packaging. And the reason why I'm saying this is because in here, still in Nicaragua, we are painting boxes with um, car car paint. They trying to make it really high gloss. Is really toxic, and people still asking for you to paint boxes like that. I think that's gonna be over pretty soon. So we started since the beginning. My boxes, we're doing a project for La Joya, Nicaragua, all water based, and it's coming out beautiful. It's coming out beautiful. We keep mastering how to get a better finish, a better product, but it's water based. It's water based, biodegradable, um, and you still get a nice package, great paint, but it's a lot harm to the environment, and that is common. That is common. That's already established in Europe. I know it's going to be coming soon to the US. So why you want to complicate yourself doing such an expensive box with boat painting or car painting that it's a harm for the painter. Every time the painter is finished working, you can see their eyes because even if you buy protection in here, they don't want to use it. They don't want to. There it'll be hanging in the wall and they don't use it. They say that is is it's difficult because they can't see this and that. People down here are really hard headed, really hard headed. They're made their ways, and so I need to find a way how to protect them, not even know that they're being protected. I mean, think about it for a second. Think about it for a second. The really nice boxes, they're already they're already at $19, $18. They're really fancy boxes. Let's start at 15. Let's start at really fancy um, companies that they're being well established and they can do it on some of the brands like Pepin Garcia, Arturo Fuentes, um, Gurkha. Those boxes, they're $20 boxes. Let's start at $15. At $15, let's go a little bit lower. $15, not too much gold foil. The piano finish with at least 2 or 3 colors of a screen printing. That's that's 75 cents. 75 cents per cigar that you're adding just on the packaging. And most of us will be okay. We'll be okay that to smoke that cigar I have to, I don't care, or I'm okay paying 75 cents just on the box. Some of us, a small percentage, we don't care. We got the box. It's a limited edition, fine. But I think average consumer, if you think about it, 75 cents on a cigar just on packaging, I don't know. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's not like you buying really expensive tires for your Ferrari because you wanted to go, full of speed, and you need good tires. 75 cents on a cigar, I don't know how it can affect the experience that I'm having in smoking a cigar. If you think in a way that it will make me feel better or the cigar would taste better because I pay 75 cents more on the packaging, let me know. Let me know. On a $10 box, which is average here in Nicaragua, you're paying 50 cents per cigar. 50 cents per cigar. On a eco-friendly cigar box with water-based paint, the top top you will pay for a box is $5. $5. And you've seen it. My cigars have that type of packaging. They look good. They look good to me. We getting better every year, rounding corners, digital design, tweaking it, change it. But they're around $5. Don't get it twisted. They're around $5. And $5, 25 cents per cigar on packaging, I think I'm okay. And the more we learn, I think we're gonna be able to go to $3 a box, 3.50 a box. So it will be a lot less add value to the cigar, not value, cost, add cost to the cigar because of packaging. That's what I'm aiming for. That's what I'm aiming for, to have a good team that learns how to operate the machines and lower the cost of packaging. That's what I want to do here in Nicaragua and Esteli. That's that's part of my journey, and I'm enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. I'm trying to go away from oil base. There's no need to paint a cigar box, something that is going to be holding my cigars that I'm going to put in my mouth later. I don't think there's a need to use oil-based paint, oil paints on a cigar box. That's why I'm trying as much as I can to get beautiful finishes with water base. We having early imitations on a really dark and a really black water base with the gloss. We're having a hard time getting that to work. We're having a hard time to get a solid white with gloss on water base, but mm, that's fine. I'll keep trying, keep trying. I bought a $500 semi-pro Fuji um, water-based turbine gun, and no one, including myself, I haven't been able to get to it. No one has seemed to master the gun. Nobody wants to use the gun. They say, no, no, it doesn't work. I guess I'm gonna have to bring me a friend or someone, a customer from the US, and teach my people here how to use a Fuji turbine water-based gun, water-based paint gun, because they don't want it here. We even do the hinges for boxes, we do it out of plywood. We don't want to be outsourcing metal hinges. I think we have a better closing with the wood hinges, with the plywood hinges. And every year we are elevating the design and finding better ways to 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 elevate the packaging. I believe that all the screen printing here is done with um, uh, how would you say, it's ethylic. It's petroleum based ink to do the screen printing. I get it. When you're doing a screen printing on an oil-based box, yes. But as soon as we change completely to water-based, we don't need to use that anymore. We can use plastisol, the same ink that you do on shirts, so they're not harmed to your body. That same ink is going to be able to be used on the cigar boxes, and it's going to make it a lot more eco-friendly. We're working on that too. Our facilities in here, it's all CNC cutting machines. We have 3 CNC cutting machines. We are really a small shop. There's only 8 of us. Eight of us, we can do 200 boxes a day. And we got 3 laser cutters and 1 galvo, one to just do a marking on the boxes. And and it has got us in some kind of trouble, hiccup, because the Department of Labor has been in my shop already last year 5 times because they thought I was hiding people somewhere because they couldn't figure out how we make and deliver boxes with only 7 people during the year. They couldn't believe it. They said, no, there's no way. Nobody can do boxes in Nicaragua with 7 people. It doesn't exist. Well, you have to, my person in charge have to show them around, give them a tour, see, so they can see all the automation, how we have the assembly line, for them to understand that yes, we don't need that many people. And it's not about just, looking, modern or like Elon Musk style factory. It's about respecting the product, the people, and the planet. It's about time that we start changing uh, the way we see packaging. Yeah, years ago, we don't care. Who cares? Well, guess what? If we keep that mentality, what we're gonna leave here on Earth for the next generations. So again, I'm not against it. People are using the epoxy and this and that. I think epoxy and all these different treatments to high-end wood, I don't mind seeing that in a piano. I don't mind seeing that in a piece of furniture. I don't mind seeing that in a boat. And I don't know. But in packaging, cigar packaging boxes, to me, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Well, we know the industry moves slow, but at Tabanero, we're not waiting for it to catch up. We are building better, cleaner, smarter with our heart. And it starts with a box. Thanks for listening to my box dilemma and how things are going with boxes down here. I did a lot of cutting last week. It was exhausting because my guy couldn't help me. He had an accident. And boy, I had both machine working, and it was exhausting. But I hope next Sunday I got better things to share with you guys. This week it was all boxes, it was all cutting. Guys, thank you very much. My name is Jan Kumaceda, founder of Tabanero Cigars, and please go to the bio, go to the description, so you can see the 2 new subscriptions we did for people that are getting into the lifestyle or for someone that a beloved person that you want to give them a yearly subscription to try all the different cigars in our line of Maceda and Tabanero cigars. Thank you very much. Happy Sunday.